to here. It's capable of receiving a larger segment of light. And this point over here is capable of receiving light from here and here. So the brightness of a spot is dependent on how much of the outside direct light it can see. Over here, let's see. If I had a, let's say there was a fly here. Let's say we had a little insect, a little fly. The little fly over here is capable of receiving light from a much wider angle. And as the fly leaves the room, if it's over here, the fly is now capable of receiving light from an even wider angle. All that, it can receive that light. So that means that at any time that you're here's the thing, you can only paint one thing at a time. I mean, your brush can only be in one place at any given time in the room. So whenever you're painting a particular part of the room, you should always consider which part of that, how much of the outside light, how much of direct light is that object capable, that portion that you're painting capable of receiving. So if I set up my dark room again, okay, and let's cut ourselves a little window again. Here we go. If we've got sunlight, suppose sunlight is coming in at a certain angle. All right. Now that's the thing about sunlight. Sunlight is actually very directional light. It only goes, it's quite unidirectional. So you're going to get a projection. Just like how you can cast shadows, you can cast light as well. All that is going to cast like that. You might have some dust in the room. Okay. So always be aware of where the light is casting. Actually, I'm just going to use this one color and just fill it all in. Oops. Okay. There's our light beam. That's what you're going to get. Now, that's only taking care of this room. This is only taking care of the parts of the room that are receiving direct sunlight. But there's other areas that can still receive direct light. It's just not coming from the sun. It might be coming from outside. It might be coming from the sky. It might, you know, like the thing is that the sky itself is a giant light source. And we can even treat this patch here as a light source as well. But I think what I'd like to say is, for now, I'm just going to deal with direct light of objects, just for now, just so I don't confuse you guys. If I put an object here, I'm going to make a silhouette of an object. Let's say it was a vase. I've never done this before. Okay. Got ourselves a vase here. Well, you throw a vase down, what's going to happen? It's going to cast a shadow. So it's casting its shadow now. And it's also going to be receiving light. So top side of the vase is going to catch some light. The back side here is probably going to wind up catching some light. That's going to fall into shadow. Let's see. So keep in mind which areas are facing the light. and which areas are facing away. So this, yeah, that's all catching. So, got to be able to handle casting of shadows. Objects cast shadows on themselves. If I have another object sitting over here in the shadow, you know, it's going to be all dark like that. It's sitting inside a region of shadow. Just like how we have this giant light beam from the window, we can have a shadow beam. Right? That's all in its own little shadow beam. So anything that's sitting in there is going to be caught in shadow. But if we extend this object so that it is sitting outside of that shadow beam, it's going to catch some light, yes? There. So it's going to catch light. But anytime something catches light, what's it going to do? It's going to cause it to cast a shadow. So always throw in your silhouette of an object. Then you're going to have to deal with the light, deal with the lighting on it. You're going to have to cast its shadow. Actually, if anything, I would cast the shadow first and then light the object. And the reason for this is because when you have a silhouette, then you cast a shadow is telling you which direction the light is coming from. If the light was coming from up high, if I had a light bulb here, then your silhouette is going to be sitting like that. But we don't have a light bulb sitting up on high. We've got sunlight coming in, so it's going to tell you the direction that the sun is coming from. And also, since this is such a wide window, you know, you might have some amount of shadow blurring. Now I have to go and I have to cast my light onto my silhouette. Okay? Pretty cool. Alright, anyway, that seems to be enough for now. I'll catch you guys later.